Yes, I bought it, and you know what? I like it. I can't wear it, but I like it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kimmie. This is my attic, and this is my impromptu holiday background. I just kind of threw it there to shoot this video. I haven't gotten around to decorating yet. It is coming. But as for today we are talking about Too Faced holiday collections. This is the Too Faced Christmas in London palette. And yes, I did purchase this. We learned from my ColourPop ranking video that sometimes your girl is full of crap. Just like every time I say I am not going to purchase another ColourPop palette when I lose a shade, well, I said I would never ever purchase another Too Faced palette, I said I would never purchase another holiday Too Faced palette, and here you have it. But was it Einstein that said the definition of insanity is doing something over and over and expecting a different result? It's always attributed to Einstein, but I'm not sure if he's actually said it. But that is the saying, and if Einstein did say it, then who would have known that Too Faced would prove Einstein wrong? I didn't see that coming. Yes, I did do the same exact thing, expecting a different result, and you know what? I got a different result. Now, before I get into this palette review, I do want to say for anybody that is watching me, I know some people that watch me have nickel allergies. I myself have a nickel allergy, and it's a shame because I think this is a nice palette. I don't think it's the best palette, but I am comparing it to Too Faced holiday collections in the past. And here's the thing. I cannot wear this palette. It does cause a reaction. Now, I was able to test it enough to give it this review. It didn't happen right away, but this, I'll put a picture on the screen right here. This did happen to me eventually, and I know it was this palette because I have gone back to my usual testing routine where I don't use anything else. You know, I start by pooling the shades. If I get a reaction, I'll go shade by shade. I'll see what I can use. To be honest with you guys, nothing in here really worked for me. So I can't wear this. It's not a loss though, because my mother has claimed this palette. She saw this palette, she fell in love with it. I think she fell in love with the blushes. So she is the proud owner. She takes possession as soon as I'm done with this video, and she has informed me that she will be purchasing new makeup brushes for the occasion. So there's excitement in the air for Kimmie's mom. Okay? So nothing lost on this palette. She loves it. She'll get it. I'm glad it can go to someone. So with that, guys, yes, if you have a nickel allergy, I would not buy this. I would not purchase it. The formula just doesn't work for me. It probably won't work for you if you have the same allergy, which is basically an allergy to iron oxides. Every once in a while, I do come across a palette that I can use. I think it just doesn't have a high percentage of iron oxides. This formula obviously does. However, like I said, I was able to test it enough to give it the review. So stick around, guys. Let's go ahead and review Christmas in London. Okay guys, so in case you're just getting into makeup or you don't know a whole lot about Too Faced, let me just catch you up a little bit. I'll give you a little history lesson because I always appreciated in the past when other YouTubers would do it because I never knew what was going on in the makeup world. I haven't been into makeup that long. So let me just tell you that Too Faced has a history when it comes to holiday collections. Now there's very few things in life that you can count on. We all know that. But you can count on Too Faced. Every year they release a palette in the holiday season. First they release the tin palette. They've done that. They release Cinnamon Swirl. That happens in the fall. Somewhere around September or October you'll see that one drop. And they follow it up as we get closer to the holidays, as we have, with collections that always look something like this. Now this one I think is really possibly the nicest packaging they've ever done, which is what suckered me, and I'll get into that. But they always look something like this. And in the inside even, they always kind of like have this inside. Like they're always shaped something like this, and they always have a color story similar to this. They always do it very, very, very similar. Now, a couple of years ago, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before that, I did purchase the holiday collection. That one was 3 small palettes, and they all had little different color stories, and they had animals on them. I'll never forget it because that damn polar bear in the earrings, the polar bear in the pearl earrings, still gives me nightmares. That formula was so atrocious. It was absolutely terrible. And I swore to myself, I will never do this again. This is just like, you know, they don't put any kind of thought. They put the thought into the packaging, but not into the formula. And if you can't wear something, then honestly, like, even if it has nice packaging, is it really worth it? And would you want to give it to people, you know? Because a lot of people do buy these collections as gifts, especially if they're multiple little palettes. You can split them up and give them as gifts, which I think is a cute idea, especially if you're, you know, looking for stocking stuffers or little things to give people that you work with or stuff like that. So here's the thing. Like I said I would never, ever buy it again. But the other day, I visited Ulta. I didn't mean to visit Ulta. How does that happen? I was around Ulta and I popped in there for like 5 minutes because I had to go somewhere else. Now, I do want to go back to Ulta. I haven't gone to Ulta in so long. I missed it. I order online, but you know, I haven't actually gone and shopped there in so long, and I did miss it. I had fun just even the brief time I was there. And I was there long enough for this palette to catch me because this palette's packaging is beautiful. I will tell you right now, I don't think anybody does it as good as Too Faced when it comes to the packaging. I don't. That's their thing. Has anybody ever really fallen in love with the Too Faced color story? I don't think so. Has anyone ever fallen in love with the packaging? Yes. So this one is Christmas in London. There's London Bridge, Piccadilly Wharf. You can see Santa is flying over London. There is a chimney sweep here. There's like these like kind of apartment buildings which are popular. These kind of apartment buildings, you see them quite often over there, and you can like see the people like through the apartment windows. You have the British flag, you have the Starry Night. It's raised, it's gorgeous. I mean, this is some lovely, lovely, lovely packaging, and it just gets you in the mood for the holiday season, right? It's just fun. So I said to myself, this retails, by the way, for $45, and you do get a Better Than Sex Mascara. And I think the Better Than Sex Mascara is much better than the Damn Girl Mascara, and they usually give you the Better Than Sex Mascara in these holiday collections. So I think that's nice. Usually they give you the same stuff. They give you that, or they give you the eye insurance, or they give you the lip plumper. They always give you one of those products. So the mascara, it's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a very lovely mascara. And so you open up the palette. Oh, anyway, before I get there, $45. This palette does cost $45. I had $45 worth of points, so I felt like I didn't spend anything on it. Of course I did. How do you get your points? You got to spend money at Ulta. So of course that's like not the proper way of thinking, but I think we all think like that. When we spend our Ulta points, it's like we got it for free. You didn't. Nothing's for free, but that's how I felt. So I went ahead and I used up my points on this palette. I took it home, tried it out. You open it up, and of course there is no mirror. Usually these holiday collections don't have mirrors, but they do have like another picture of the cover. And like I said, I think this packaging is so lovely. I really do. And then you get these shades and the blushes. So we have eyeshadows, we have blushes. We have 4 blushes, we have 20 eyeshadows. It's a mix of mattes and shimmers. Too Faced usually won't come at you with pressed glitters or matte glitters, which I do like. I like that they do that. Very, very rare. I'm sure it's happened, but off the top of my head, I can't think. It's rare. It's rare for them to throw in a matte glitter or a pressed glitter. It's not something that they normally do. However, I will tell you that in the past, these palettes, these holiday collections, be that no matte glitters or pressed glitters or anything, the formula has still been terrible. Awful, to the point where you couldn't even use it. So I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I think that Too Faced did improve the formula. Is the color story anything to write home about? It's your average Too Faced color story. They kind of do this one every year with their holiday palettes. I don't think they ever change it up too much, especially when they do the one palettes. When they do the single palettes, they usually have more of a like monochromatic theme. I mean, it's a neutral color story. It is what it is. What are you going to, you know, for a holiday collection, I don't think it's bad. I think that, you know, this is kind of what you get with most holiday collections. Do they have duplicate shades? Do they really need this one and this one, which you can barely see either one of them? No. But well, you can make that argument for so many holiday palettes. You really could. I think it's fine. I think the color story is fine. It's a neutral color story. Have you seen it before? Yes. Have you seen it before with Too Faced? Yes. But we all know that Too Faced does that. What Too Faced has done here, though, I think is improved the formula. And I think that's the important thing that we have to remember. They have improved the formula. Now the blushes are a whole other story. I love the blushes. I think that in the past, Again, Too Faced has done a lot of face products within the palette that have not been very good. I think these blushes are amazing. They're beautiful. The formula is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. You have, it said you have two satins and 2 mattes. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are going. I see 3 mattes and 1 satin. The People's Princess. People's Princess is this beautiful satin blush, peachy blush. The rest of them I feel like are mattes. You have a peach, you have a deeper pink, and you have kind of like a deeper peach down here. But I think they're a gorgeous formula. I think they're really pretty. Like I said, I think my mom, she was drawn to the packaging. She was drawn to the blushes. The eyeshadows are kind of like a bonus. Now, the one thing I want to touch on here, because I've heard it a couple of times, so you might be wondering. I've heard it a couple of times that people didn't like these palettes this year because of the names, okay? If you're wondering what I mean, it seems like Too Faced has chosen some risque names. Now, I don't think they mean this palette. I don't think they mean this palette. So here's the thing. Too Faced does multiple holiday collections. This is the one, and they're all available on their website, but for reasons I don't understand, reasons, you know, some things you just can't ask, there are no answers. They've done this in the past. They will release some of their collections to be sold at Ulta. They will release some of their collections to be sold at Sephora. And then they'll release, like, their collections. You can get all of them on their website. This one, I think, is only available at Ulta. The other one, it's like I'll put it down here. It's like 2 palettes and a blush palette is available. I think it's called Christmas in the City. This one is Christmas in London. That one is Christmas in the City. That one's available at Sephora. That one's got some shade names that are unnecessary, okay? You don't have to buy it. You can just look it up and enlarge it. You can see the shade names. There are some of them that are just downright unnecessary. Does it bother me? No, I could care less. But I wouldn't purchase it for someone because I wouldn't know how they would feel about it. I swear, I'm telling you. Leave it to Too Faced to just piss someone off about something. It's like, it's almost like they can't help themselves. They're not the first one that have done risky names for eyeshadow. But honestly, Too Faced, the holidays, Christmas, was that really the best time to pick to all of a sudden release some shades that, you know, are offensive to people? Okay? I think it was a dumb idea. I think Too Faced knows it was a dumb idea. I saw this week that they released another collection. They might have released it earlier. I only saw it this week. This one is Christmas Around the World, and they released it to Sephora and Ulta. Put it down here, and it's also 3 separate palettes, and I'm wondering if they did that because of the backlash that they had over the first round, because you know these collections with multiple palettes, they're trying to sell them off for gifts, which is smart. You know, you buy one collection and you get 3 palettes and you can give it off to gifts. So even if you don't mind it, like I just said, I don't care what the shade names are. Nothing offends me. Okay, I could care less, but I wouldn't give it to someone because I don't know how that person feels, and I don't want to give somebody a gift and then they're offended by the shade name. So I'm wondering if that's why they went ahead and released this other collection, because the other collection that they released, the Christmas Around the World, these shade names are not bad. These shade names are fine. It's just this Christmas in the City, the shade names are a little much. Now, as far as the shade names in here, they're all like named after London, basically. They're all named after things in England. They're not bad. The only one that people might have a problem with is Spotted Dick. It's this shade right here. In case you don't know, and some people might not, because especially if you live in the United States, you may not know, it's actually a pudding. It's a relatively famous bread pudding like that you would make. It's called Spotted Dick. In London, it's very well known. It's a well-known thing, and that's what it is. It's a bread pudding. But you certainly wouldn't know that if you live in the United States, or maybe even somewhere else. Did Too Faced really have to name a shade after it? No, they sure as hell did not. But that's the most risque one in here. And like I said, if you're familiar, you know that that's the meaning of it. The other ones, there's no meaning for. They're just stupid. They're just stupid shade names. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead. I'll show you the swatches. We'll try it on, and then we'll wrap it up. Here we go. This palette swatched out. Okay, guys, so here we go. The first 10 shades swatched out, and it is your average holiday collection Too Faced palette. I mean, there's nothing amazing about the color story. They kind of do this a lot. But the formula is definitely improved, and that's what I'm saying. I think the formula has made a big improvement. I like this shade. This is Figgy Pudding. They've done this shade before, but it's very, very pretty. I like this shade. I like this shade. This is, I think, Seville Beau. This one, oh, what is this one? I think Carnaby at the Hide. I think that's what this one is. But yeah, so this is it. This is the first 10 shades. And like I said, there's nothing really to write home about. Too Faced has done this color story before, but they have improved the formula. So that's great. Okay guys, and the last 10 shades, there they are. Again, very, very neutral palette. Pretty much the same color story we've seen in the past, but the formula is definitely improved. I think obviously they could have done away with this shade, which is barely even showing up on me. I like this shade, Last Christmas. I think this is really, really pretty. This one, Father Christmas, I think this is also really, really nice. Yeah, this is just a neutral color story. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. As I've said in the past, how many times have you really been blown away by Too Faced color stories? It's always the packaging, and I think the packaging of this palette is gorgeous. I don't think there's anything wrong with this color story. It's neutral, we've seen it before, but whatever. You could say that about a whole lot of palettes. Anyway, here's the last 10 shades. There you have it. And here's the blushes, and I think these are truly beautiful. This is a very strong point in this palette. You have a peach shimmer, a peach matte, and then these two like a little bit deeper. This is like a deeper pink, and this is, I guess, like a deeper, kind of like a deeper peach. I don't know. The thing says it's two shimmers, or two satins, excuse me, and two mattes. But to be honest with you, all three of these look kind of matte. This one, the People's Princess, I was just watching something about Diana the other day. This one is truly my favorite. This is so beautiful. If I was Too Faced, I mean, if I was, if I was in the corporate office, I would definitely put this in its own package and sell it. It's that gorgeous. This blush could definitely stand on its own. I think it's so pretty. The rest of them are pretty too though, and I do think that the formula is very, very good in my opinion. I think this is the strong point of this palette, which is nice because in the past I think that the face palettes that they've done, or excuse me, the face products in the holiday collections that they've done haven't been very good. So I think they got it right here. So there's the blushes. Alright guys, so I brought you in a little bit. I don't have the Too Faced eye primer. So I'm using my MAC, hell is this thing called again? This is like everybody knows this one, the Pink Pot. But I do really like the Too Faced one. The Too Faced one is the Eye Insurance. I just don't have it, but I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead. Now, if you're wondering the obvious question, yes, I just told you that I had a horrible reaction to this palette, but I am going to try it on. Here's the thing with my allergy. I just do like a quick, you know, demonstration, and then, you know, I finish up the video and I take it right off. It's not going to do anything. I have an allergy that's a delayed reaction allergy. The absolute quickest it would happen is like a couple of hours. So that's usually how you can tell the difference between an allergy and an irritation. If you're irritated to something, it's going to happen the second you put it on. That's it. You take it off, it goes away. You're allergic to something, you can put something on, and you might not even know you're allergic to it till the next day. You've already taken it off, and then the next day, all of a sudden, you'll get like some kind of reaction. So sometimes it happens in a couple of hours, sometimes it happens in a couple of days, but it definitely, nothing's going to happen from me. You know, my eyes have healed up. Nothing's going to happen to me from putting this on for a few minutes and then taking it off. Would I recommend that anybody else does that with a nickel allergy? No, of course I wouldn't recommend that, but for me, like myself, you know, it's fine. I've done it many times before. Okay, so I think I'm going to do one here, one eye like a pinkish and one eye like doing more like the neutrals, and I want to use this shade Last Christmas because I think it's really, really pretty. So I think we'll do that, and then I'm going to use the blush. I'll go ahead and use the People's Princess because that is my absolute favorite one in here. I'm going to go ahead and start with, let's see, how about we start it with You Can't Hide. That's this one right here. I'll do the pink, my pink look first. I do kind of, the formula, by the way, it's a little powdery. It is a little powdery. I'm not, you know, you've probably seen that on other reviews. I don't like this brush. I have to go through my brushes. You know, I have so many eyeshadow brushes, but I only have a few that I actually like. If that makes sense. It makes no sense, I know. I only have a few that I actually like to use, so I do need to go through them, yeah. So yeah, so this, the formula itself is powdery. It's not the worst. It's not like powdery like those Makeup Revolution palettes. that I was using the other day. But it's powdery than some people would like it to be. There's no doubt about that. So this is You Can't Hide. I think it's pretty. I like that wash of color, kind of mauve-y tone. A lot of people don't. I do. But like I said, it is powdery. You do have to build it up. The pigment, you know, Too Faced. The pigment's not always there on these kind of shades and on these kind of color stories. But like I said, the formula is a big improvement. Okay, let's go ahead and take Seville Beau. This one right here, I think this one is really, really pretty. I did, when I was trying this, back when I was trying it, I was kind of impressed with this shade. I think I really liked it. Yeah, I think it's nice. Again, it's not the most pigmented thing ever, but whatever. I think it's pretty. I do think it's pretty. And then we'll go ahead and take, I like this shimmer, Figgy Pudding. I really like this. Now, this has been done a million times. Too Faced has definitely done this shade. If I've seen it before, and I haven't been into makeup that long, you're probably going to be very familiar with it if you are into makeup and you've been buying these palettes. These shimmers, like, they're not out of this world. Let me go ahead and try a brush. These shimmers, they're not out of this world. Like, they're not. But they're not terrible either. I think they actually work better, a little better with a brush. I do. I honestly think that the best shimmer in here is probably Father Christmas. Is probably, yeah, Father Christmas. Or Boxing Day. Boxing Day is really nice too. Boxing Day is really nice too. Okay, so there you have it. Yeah, that's about the kind of shimmer that you're going to get. You're not going to get that, like, you know, you could see it from Space shimmer. Not everybody likes it. You can see it from Space shimmer. I usually do, but like I said, this palette has some things. There are some things that I really like about this palette. Too Faced at Carnaby. This one, like right here, we'll put that in the inner corner. That's pretty nice. So you could do a lot worse. Let's face it, you could do a lot worse. I tried a lot of palettes last month. I could definitely tell you could do a lot worse than this. And with this one, you do get that holiday vibe. So let's go ahead. We will go over to this eye, and we're just doing this real quick, guys. I'm looking Butter My Biscuits and London Actually. They look exactly the same. I don't remember when I swatched them out. I'm just looking at them now. Let me see. I do hate when palettes do this. They put two shades that are exactly the same. Alright, they're not. London Actually is significantly lighter, but in the pan they look very similar. Okay, I take it back. Let's go ahead. Christmas in Cotswold. I don't know what that means, but it's right here. If we're going to do the other eye, like I said, we'll do the other eye neutral. I am constantly, are you guys constantly washing your makeup brushes? Like, I feel like I'm constantly washing my makeup brushes. That shade has much better pigment, I think. This shade is kind of pretty. And we'll deepen that up with Tea at the Ritz. I think I liked that. This one, Tea at the Ritz, is like this very like neutral taupe shade, kind of cooler tone shade. I don't think I meant to say taupe. I think I meant to say cool tone. I don't know how the hell I got that. I don't know. See, it's not that deep though. That's the thing. It's not that deep. I remember thinking that this was quite deep in the pan, and then when you actually went to put it on, it really wasn't. But it's pretty. The deepest shade is the bread pudding shade. That's definitely the deepest shade. Alright. That's it. And then I want to go ahead and try Last Christmas. Last Christmas, right here. I like this green one. I liked this when I swatched it out. Yeah, it's very pretty. See how pretty? I think it's really pretty. And we'll go ahead and we'll use Father Christmas at the end of it. That was Michelle's Everyday Glamour. That was her favorite. I just watched her review on this. She had very similar things to say as I did, except she didn't like the color story because she said that it was, you know, she could find different things in all of the Too Faced palettes, but she couldn't find anything different in this one. And I'm kind of on the, I'm on the team where I really can't find anything different in all the Too Faced palettes, so I didn't think that this one was any different, but she knows a little bit more about eyeshadow, definitely knows more about eyeshadow than I do, so she could be right, and I don't have as many palettes as she does, as many Too Faced palettes as she does. I don't know how many palettes she has. I definitely don't know how many Too Faced palettes she has, but I love her videos. I really do. I think I've mentioned her before, Michelle's Everyday Glamour. She seems like she's so sweet. I love to watch her. I'll link her channel down below. Why not? She's really, really, I like her a lot. She does do like the Bible verses. I think I've mentioned that before, but you don't, you know, she always tells you when she's going to do one in case you're not into that. You don't have to watch it. All right, so that is our look, or 2 looks. Yeah, so like, I think these are like the 2 kind of basic looks that you're going to do. You're going to be able to do a pink look, something like that, or you're going to be able to do a neutral look with like the pop of green, something like that. I do think this formula is very blendable. It's very easy to work with. Are the shimmers like so shimmery, like they're blinding? No, but you kind of know that going into it. Let's face it. We all know the Too Faced formula by now, and I think it's a big improvement from what they have done in the past. The People's Princess. I want to try this blush. Actually, I've tried this blush a few times since I've had this, and I will be, Mom, if you're watching this. Mom watches all of my videos, so eventually she'll be watching this. I'm telling you now, I will be borrowing this blush. Because the blush I had no reaction to. And I think the blush is so beautiful. Like I said when I was swatching it, they should package this blush. They should. They should package this blush and sell it. It's so gorgeous. I'm glad they called it the People's Princess, because it's such a beautiful blush. And I think she was a beautiful person. I do. I get such a shame. Such a shame what happened to her. It really was. Okay, so there you have it, guys. I'm going to finish some things up, and I'll be right back with final thoughts. Okay, guys, and we are back. So the only thing that I did add is, actually, let me tell you what I'm wearing, what else I'm wearing on my face. In the spirit of Too Faced, of this Too Faced holiday collection, I did pull out some other Too Faced stuff that I own. One of those things is the Hangover, oh my god, I haven't used this in so long, the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Primer. This is not a good primer for me because it's just not moisturizing enough. My skin is a little too dry, but it is a great setting spray. I do like to use this as a setting spray, so I did use that. I don't have any Too Faced base products. They don't work for me, but I do have this, so I did use this. And then I used the Too Faced, if you are into Too Faced or you're into makeup for past couple of years, you probably have this somewhere in your collection. This is the Too Faced chocolate bronzer. This is another thing that is like always popping up on sale. It's probably on sale somewhere right now as we speak. For sure, the 21 Days of Beauty and Ulta, when I told you that it's always the same stuff that they have on sale, this will always, it's almost like guaranteed that this will show up somewhere in there. And also it's on sale at Too Faced a lot. Sometimes if you buy something, Too Faced will just throw it in. Like, this is a product that a lot of people have. So this is the matte bronzer. I have milk chocolate, and then they have, you know, other shades. It smells really good. When Too Faced makes something that smells like chocolate, it usually smells really, really good. And I do like this formula. It's not my favorite formula, but it is a nice bronzer, so I went ahead and used that. And then on Mom, for a highlighter, this is the only highlighter I have by Too Faced, and I have to tell you, I'm not crazy about it. This is a Too Faced, what the hell was this thing called? Turn Up the Light. Turn Up the Light in Light. These were a bunch of palettes. These were palettes that they had come out with a few years ago. I think there were a couple of different shades. And they're just like highlighter palettes. But they have like a powder in the middle. I can't use the powder. They have like a very glittery one over here. I can't use that either. The only one I can use is Glow. And it's just okay on my skin. It's just okay. I was never crazy about this one, but like I said, it is it's an unpopular opinion. A lot of people love these when they came out, and the only one, maybe because this is the only one I can use, and even this one doesn't work that great for me. But it's the only highlighter that I own from Too Faced, so I went ahead and used it, and then I did use my Lip Injection lip gloss. This is in the shade. This one has a shade. Some of them don't have shades, but they came out with ones with shades. This is in Soulmate. I really, really love the lip gloss injections. They do burn a little bit, but they do plump your lips, and it's nothing like that crazy. Not like that one we used. Oh my god, remember that one? The lip plumper? That thing was in a class by itself. Okay, so what else did I use? Oh, and then on the eyelids, guys, you may notice that I am actually wearing eyeliner. Yes, because the Too Faced, now, I think I do have this posted on my website, but if you do have a nickel allergy, and you want to wear eyeliner, Too Faced Better Than Sex eyeliner has no iron oxides. It's actually made with carbon black. Whether or not you choose to wear carbon black, that's a whole other story. But I will tell you, there is no black iron oxides in here. It is made with carbon black. It is a eyeliner that I can wear, and it's nice. I do wear it sometimes. It is one of the only eyeliners that I can wear, and they still make it, and I checked, and it still has no carbon black, so, excuse me, it has no black iron oxide, so if you do have a nickel allergy and you're looking for an eyeliner, you could definitely pick this one up. And then I am wearing the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara that came with the palette. Now I have to tell you, like I said before, I like this mascara. This is a mini one, and I will tell you right now, it's good. It's good. It is not the same as the bigger one. The bigger one is just better. And I don't know what it is about mascaras, because Too Faced is certainly not the only one. I have found that to be true. I have found it to be true that whenever you get a mini mascara, it's usually not as good as the big one. So if you do like this mini one, I would definitely invest in the bigger one. And I think this is a very nice mascara. I think it's really pretty. Do I think it's the best? No. But I like it. There's the brush. It's pretty. If you're looking for a really good mascara and you really don't want to spend a lot of money, or even if you do, I mean, no matter what, I stand behind that Lash Princess by Essence. Is one of the best mascaras on the market, and I think it's like $3. But this one's good too, and if you do want one by Too Faced, I would recommend this over Damn Girl for sure. And that's what I'm wearing on the rest of my face. And then the palette, guys, I think I've said all that I can say about this palette. Do I think it's the best thing ever? No. But I think Too Faced has made a legitimate improvement in their formula. I do, and I have to give credit where credit is due. I always try to be fair. The packaging is off the charts. I think it's some of the most lovely packaging I've ever seen. It's just beautiful holiday packaging. If you're into that, it puts you like in the mood. Like, that's why I bought it, because I thought it was so, so pretty. This is something that you could display. This is something that people will notice. I mean, it's just beautiful. And like I said, even the inside, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. I think this is a lovely gift for someone. It's a very neutral color story. You know, there's a little bit of something for everyone in here. The blushes, I think, are beautiful. Again, there's an array of blushes. Like, these two I can wear. These two I probably can't. They're a little bit too deep. But like I said, there's a good array of blushes, and I think the formula is really, really nice. $45 if you are looking for something, or if you're attracted to these kind of palettes, or if you liked the Too Faced palettes, how they looked in the past, but you knew the formula wasn't very good, so you avoided it, then I think this might be something that you would be interested in. I really, really like it. I wish I could get more use out of it. Unfortunately, I can't. But like I said, it's going to Mom. It's going to good hands, and I'm sure she's going to love it. So that's it. That's my thoughts on the Too Faced palette. Overall, they were pretty good. I was pretty pleasantly surprised. Have you guys used this palette? Guys, what do you think of Too Faced holiday collections in general? I would really, really love to know your thoughts. If you want to leave me a comment below. If you like this video, you found it helpful, you like Too Faced, or you don't, whatever the case may be, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. We talk about all in the attic. If there's ever anything you want me to talk about, you can also leave it in the comments below. You can follow me on social media. I will leave all of my links below, and if there's anything that I can talk about, I absolutely will, guys. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time, and until then, guys, remember to take care of yourselves. Take good care of yourselves so that you can take care of someone else. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.